Welcome to my another video, which is part 3 of proportion. Before I'm gonna start, I wanna tell you something. In last video I have submitted an exercise for practice. I hope you all did it, and obviously a formal say. Welcome to part 3 of proportion. Now we are going to study and learn about direct proportion and inverse proportion. So without any long discussion, let's go to the topic. There are two types of proportion. First is direct proportion. And second is inverse proportion. Let's discuss first about direct proportion. This can be understood by illustrating an example, so let's go. Suppose you are about to jogging at the morning. Suddenly you see a merchant selling an orange. The orange is so ripened that you want to buy, and it is found that 1 kilogram of the orange costs 100 rupees. And you have big family, so you want to buy 2 kilograms of orange. And it can be easily calculated that you have to pay 200 rupees for the quantity you want. Here we can evaluate two kinds of ratio. One is ratio of quantity, and second is ratio of cost. So the ratio of the quantity of the orange is 1 kilogram upon 2 kilograms, which is 1 upon 2, and that is 1:2. Similarly, the ratio of the cost of the orange is 100 rupees upon 200 rupees, which is also 1 upon 2, and that is 1:2. It means both ratio are 1:2. So the ratio of the quantity of the orange is equal to the ratio of orange's cost. Which means the ratio of quantity of orange and the ratio of orange's cost are in proportion. Also we see when quantity 1 kilogram increases to 2 kilograms, the cost of the oranges 100 rupees increases to 200 rupees. In conclusion, in two ratio of any proportion, when one ratio is increased, then another ratio will be automatically increased. Then such type of proportion is called direct proportion. So this is all about direct proportion. Hope you all understood the concept of direct proportion. If you have any query, please comment. Now let's go back to know the concept of another proportion. That is none other than inverse proportion. Let us suppose another example. A worker can do a piece of work in 8 hours. If we add another worker of same capacity, then does it take same time to complete the work? Obviously not. The adding worker work together with current worker, and if he have the same capacity, then time taken for them will be half, that is 4 hours. Because manpower divides the working hour. So what we have? A person can do a work in 8 hours. Then two person can do the same work in 4 hours. Here we also can evaluate two ratio as we have done in direct proportion. The first ratio is the ratio of people. and the second ratio is the ratio of working time. So the ratio of people is 1/2, which is 1:2. And the ratio of working time, 8 hours upon 4 hours, which is 2/1, and that is 2:1. So we got two ratios. One is the ratio of number of people is 1:2. And another is the ratio of working time is 2:1, which is just opposite to the ratio of number of people. Look very closely. If we alter or inverse the ratio of working time, we get 1:2. Then we get the same ratio value. Then they will be in proportion. And it is because of doing inverse the ratio. So what we have concluded here. Two ratio are in inverse proportion if one of them are inverse to be in proportion. Also we see an example. The people 1 increase to 2. The working hour 8 decreases to 4. So we can say in two ratio of any proportion. If one ratio is increased, then second ratio will be decreased. And vice versa, then such a proportion is called inverse proportion. So this is all about the concept of direct and inverse proportion. In next video I will do some problems related to direct and inverse proportion. For this you have to press the bell icon that you got noticed. Thank you for watching, and if I do some mistakes you can advise me. Because your advice is very meaningful to me. Till then, see you in next part of proportion.